In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the generators included in Eduaide, and we're going to generate some content for a unit that I'm teaching. So I'm going to say that I am teaching third grade students, and we are studying animal habitats. So I'm going to start by just selecting a topic. So I can enter any kind of topic or keywords. I can enter a learning target. I can enter standards, but I'm going to just keep it really basic. I'm going to say animal habitats is what we have been studying. And notice that I can search standards if I wanted to add a standard to this, but look at this enhance button. So even though I've just put in animal habitats, I know that Eduaide is going to help me enhance this and make it student friendly. So look at that. Now I have a students will explore and identify various animal habitats, describing the characteristics of each habitat and the animals that live there. Great. This is exactly what I want my students to be able to do. So let's take a look at some of the objects, the generators that we can use to create some content for my unit on animal habitats. So we're on the planning category, and I've got all of my tools selected. Remember, we can filter even further by clicking on the different categories within planning. But the one generator that I really love is this lesson seed. And what this does is it gives me a comprehensive lesson, incorporates a lot of diverse techniques and activities, and it's aligned to the objective that I have selected. So I'm going to choose lesson seed, and I'm going to select add to workspace. Now the workspace will open and you'll see the lesson seed being generated. And so the lesson seed is one of my favorite tools in here because it gives you just a little bit of everything. So I've got objectives, I've got what prior knowledge my students need to know, I've got some direct instruction strategies, some practice assignments, some team-based activities, formative assessments, and some deep questions that I can get my students really thinking about animal habitats. So I love the lesson seed. So notice that I can come in here and I can change the name. So I maybe want to call this animal habitats so that I keep it consistent within my content that I'm generating. Notice that I can come in here and edit anything within this lesson seed. So as with anything artificial intelligence, you always have to examine it for accuracy, for bias, for consistency, and personalize it to your students. So Eduaide gives you that option with the edit option. The transform button will let me do several different things. So I could chunk the text. If this was a student-facing resource, I could chunk the text, I could summarize it, I could increase or decrease the lexile level, I can translate it to Spanish or French, and I can even generate an answer key. I can copy this and then paste it into a Google Doc if I wanted to have it included in a different format so that I could even further edit it. So that is a lesson seed. So let's collapse that. We're going to build a whole bunch of content over here on our work area. Let's go ahead and check out a different category. Let's go to information objects, and notice that when I change the different category, it's my topic still stays the same. So I'm still working with the same topic here. And information objects, let's talk about direct instruction and practice. Let's say I have never taught this unit of study before. I have no idea where to get started. Love the direct instruction script for that. So let's add that to the workspace and see what that gives us. So the direct instruction script is going to give you a word for word way to introduce this topic, to teach this topic. So if you just really have no idea how to get started, if this is something you have never taught before, this direct instruction script is an awesome way to get some ideas for how to get started. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at let's keep in our information objects, and let's go to text-based. How about a reading comprehension assignment for our students? Let's try that. Let's add that to the workspace and see what it gives us. So a reading comprehension assignment is going to give us just that, a reading based on the topic that we have selected, and then some comprehension questions that we can share with students to see if they're understanding the materials that's been presented to them. Great, love that. Let's keep going. From information objects, let's try some cooperative learning. And in cooperative learning, let's do a station rotation. I love station rotation, but sometimes it's really hard to come up with what it is going to be incorporated into each station. So let's see if Eduaide can help us out with that. All right, here we go. Station 1, Station 2. We've got some different questions, some different ideas. So it has given me 4 different stations. Now, I maybe wouldn't use all of these stations. I maybe wouldn't use all of these ideas. Maybe I would combine some of them together, but it definitely gives me a great place to get started. And let's look at some questions. Maybe we want to generate some questions based on this topic. How about some multiple choice questions? Let's go ahead and add that to the workspace and see what we get. All right, great. Multiple choice questions, 5 multiple choice questions, including the answer key. Love that. How about some true false questions? Let's see how we can get with that. Great. Now notice here it did not give us the answer key, but if you remember the transform button, one of the things that it can do is generate an answer key. So let's just have it generate the answer key for us. Great. So you can see now we have all of this content that we've created around animal habitats, and it will give us a great starting point for this unit. You can continue looking at the different generators to generate even more content. But again, I love that Eduaide is a great tool, easy interface, and gives you lots of ideas for getting started teaching a lot of different topics.